Debugging authentication issues shouldn't require deploying a full token service just to test your FastMCP server. You'll see how to implement custom token validation logic with just a few lines of code, using DebugTokenVerifier to accept tokens based on simple rules, like prefix matching, while still defining client identities and scopes for proper authorization testing.
From FastMCP server auth providers debug, import DebugTokenVerifier. Hash synchronous validation, check token prefix. Verifier equals DebugTokenVerifier. Validate equals lambda token. Token starts with dev. Client ID equals development client. Scopes equals read, write. MCP equals FastMCP. Name equals development server. Auth equals verifier.
This demonstrates the custom token verification pattern, a specialized form of the strategy pattern for authentication. The approach decouples token validation logic from the core server implementation, allowing you to define arbitrary validation rules through a simple interface. What makes this distinctive is its ability to support both development workflows and production-grade security through the same abstraction layer. The pattern works by injecting a validation strategy into the server's authentication pipeline. The server delegates all token verification to this strategy object, which encapsulates the specific validation rules and claim extraction logic. This separation enables runtime configuration of authentication behavior without modifying server code, supporting everything from simple prefix checks during development to complex cryptographic validation in production. This approach matters because it bridges the gap between development convenience and production security. During development, you can use simple validation rules to test functionality without setting up full authentication infrastructure. In production, you swap in robust verifiers without changing your server code. The trade-off is explicit. You gain flexibility at the cost of needing to understand which validation strategy matches your security requirements. Let's break it down line by line.
From FastMCP server auth providers debug, import DebugTokenVerifier.
Imports DebugTokenVerifier, a development-only auth provider for FastMCP. It bypasses real authentication for local testing while maintaining the same interface as production verifiers.
Hash synchronous validation, check token prefix. Verifier equals DebugTokenVerifier.
This instantiates a DebugTokenVerifier for synchronous token validation during development. It bypasses real authentication while enforcing basic token structure checks, preventing invalid tokens from reaching your endpoints. This is the development time alternative to production JWT verifiers.
Validate equals lambda token. Token starts with dev.
This lambda implements the token validation logic, enforcing that all tokens must start with the dev prefix. It's a simple but effective security gate that prevents unauthorized access to the development server by rejecting malformed tokens early.
Client ID equals development client.
This sets the OAuth client identifier to development client, establishing a fixed identity for token validation. Required for proper JWT claims validation, even in debug mode where actual authentication is bypassed.
Scopes equals read, write.
This defines the OAuth scopes granted to tokens validated by this verifier. It restricts token access to only read and write operations, enforcing least privilege security by explicitly declaring permitted actions. This closing parenthesis finalizes the DebugTokenVerifier configuration. It locks in the validation lambda, client ID, and scopes, creating a complete authentication provider ready for FastMCP integration. The verifier will now enforce the dev token prefix requirement for all incoming requests.
MCP equals FastMCP. Name equals development server. Auth equals verifier.
This instantiates the FastMCP server with our debug authentication verifier. The name parameter identifies this server instance in logs and metrics, while Auth enforces our token validation rules for all incoming requests. This is the standard initialization pattern for FastMCP servers with custom authentication. Debug token verification pattern. The debug token verifier provides maximum flexibility during development by accepting any token validation logic you define, from simple prefix checks to async database lookups. The validation lambda runs synchronously unless you explicitly make it async, which can cause subtle blocking in async contexts. This pattern eliminates authentication friction early in development while maintaining the exact same FastMCP interface as production.
The verifier that accepts everything becomes the gatekeeper of nothing.